Hello, welcome to Future Events podcast provided by Positive Activism with Martin. Each podcast for next few weeks will be different. I'm trying to find my own way how to run the podcast, how to do it. It's not easy to accept myself, my accent, voice, the way I speak. I need to get used to my own personality. What is new this week? No fixed script. I had one last week because I wanted to sound more professional and fluent. This time I decided to write down bullet points and I made mind map. Hopefully it really helps to be more flexible about subjects and at the same time more confident. Next, hashtags. To promote your event on social medias, you need event hashtags, the name of hashtags, so I will give you. 3. Sources. I will give you info to the website I have visited. I would like to keep without any change events description format for now, okay? So still I'm gonna tell you what it's about, numbers, info, and what and how you can get involved to get positive outcome. Let's talk about third week of September, from 16th to 22nd September. So Monday to Sunday. What will happen? 16th of September there is European Mobility Week. The same day, Sexual Health Week in UK. The last event on the same day, on Monday, there is International Day for the Prevention of the Ozone Layer. 19th of September, International Talk Like a Pirate Day. I think this is very nice day. It's very popular in United States, so you can act like Jack Sparrow. 21st of September there is International Day of Peace, and 21st this year is Saturday, World Alzheimer's Day. European Mobility Week, hashtag Mobility Week or hashtag Walk with Us. Each year they have different theme. Theme for 2019 is Safe Walking and Cycling. This is EU project, so you can go and visit website mobilityweek.eu for more info. How long I remember, there is over 2,700 cities taking a part of this project this year. There are over 2,000 different activities across the Europe. What I can tell you, that if you walk for 25 minutes each day, it can add up to 7 years to your life. Cycling to work or from work, it can add up to 2 years to your life. I tried to cycle to work in London, but unfortunately cycling in London is so stressful that in my case I think I got -5 years. But those who are very brave, go ahead. What I would like to add, that if you go outside for 15 minutes, it gives you enough oxygen to your brain to keep it healthy. So how you can see, you got a lot of benefits. You got health benefits, which I mentioned already. You got also environmental benefits. Walking or cycling is emission free, carbon emission free, improve air quality, you're gonna have less traffic, less stress, and also what is very important, it improves your finance because you're gonna spend less money for tickets, for petrol, for all kind of insurance. On your phone you can find many applications which they will track your steps. I tell you, walk for 15 minutes and you're gonna be fine. That's all. Let's move on to another event. I would like to talk this week on 16th is begin Sexual Health Week in UK, hashtag SHW Night. Let's talk about sex. I visited one of the charity website called MENCAP. The website is mencap.org.uk. I found on that website very interesting article about sexuality and relationship. Basically, I like the definition. Sexuality, it is how do we feel about ourselves, it's about our feelings, about our body and relationship. You can learn about different types of relationships, how we know we can have a relationship with friends, family, colleagues from work, and different type of relationship. It is called romantic one. If we fancy someone and we would like to create some intimate relationship, we would like to date with that person, why not? So we can create this romantic relationship. What I would like to mention, that not all romantic relationships are sexual. Some of them are, and people have sex. Simply and easy, nothing new. In this year, my understanding is the charities would like to pay attention for sex, relationship, and disability, as mentioned before. The message is all people have rights to love and be loved. How long both parts have capacity and they agree to build and choose their relationships, we should let them do it. It does include people with disabilities. We should try to understand their motives, needs, and support them. Unfortunately, many of them are afraid to talk about their feelings, their sexuality. They have a problem to find a partner. They don't know where to look for. I would like to tell you that a few weeks ago I went to theater. I saw an amazing show called Jellyfish, where main actress in real life, she has the Down syndrome, and that show was about girl with Down syndrome who fall in love with a boy. Her protective mother wasn't keen on this relationship. She was afraid that her daughter would be hurt and would be used. That show opened my mind, and I asked myself, do we have rights, like friends, families, to decide for our children and get involved in their choices if they should and who they should love? Maybe we should watch and let them experience the life and even make mistakes. And of course, let them know that if something happens, we always are there for them. In many cases, social judgment and stereotypes about disabilities stop those beautiful people to create, build meaningful relationship. Dear all, let's stop judge, let others live because they got the same rights like we do. Now it's time to another event. On 21st of September, there is International Day of Peace. It is UN initiative. It was celebrated first time in 1981. What I would like to say that on 23rd of September there is a meeting for Climate Action Summit to implement actions agreed during Paris Agreement. Themes for this year Day of Peace is hashtag Peace Day and hashtag Climate Action. I'm telling you why. According to UN, they have 17 goals which minimize conflict between the countries. One of the goals is goal number 13, climate action. Natural disaster displaces 3 times more people than military conflicts. Why? Shortage of food, lack of clean water. That's why climate is so important. I'm gonna tell you something about conflicts, worldwide conflicts. If we're looking for history of human for last 3,500 years, only 268 years are peaceful without any conflict. So we can say only 8% of human history without any conflict. What is very interesting that religion as the primary cause is responsible for less than 7% of conflicts. If we talk about 20th century, between 108 and 187 million people died. In human history, what last 3,500 years, they said they died between 150 to 1 billion people. I found on one website, ourworldindata.org. I would like to give you some numbers. Death from international wars. Number 1, 66 millions is Second War. Again, some historians believe they died between 70 to 85 million. If we're talking number 2 is Genghis Khan War. 40 millions, then you got Timur conflict, 17 millions, First War, 15 millions. Nobody likes to talk about this, but I'm going to tell you about institutional oppression. Gladiators, 3.5 million of them died. Mid-East slave trade, 18.5 million. Atlantic slave trade, 16. I'm going to say everything in million. Then we got famine in British India, 27. Congo, Free State, 10 million. Failed states, how many people died? Xin dynasty, 10 million. Fall of Rome Imperium, 7 million people. Fall of the Yuan dynasty, 7.5. Fall of the Ming dynasty, 25 million. Russian Civil War, 9 million. Chinese Civil War, 7 million. If we're talking about despots, Mao Zedong, he killed 40 million of his own people. Stalin, 20. North Korea, 3. Saddam Hussein, 300,000. Colonial wars. Magdi Revolt, 5.5 million. Cuban Revolution, we said about this romantic Che Guevara, not really. 360,000, so it's not really romantic. Italo-Ethiopian War, 750,000. Bengali genocide, 1.5 million. If you're talking about civil wars, Roman slave wars, 1 million. Lucian rebellion, 13 million. Tapping rebellion, 20 million. World population that was clear, so Genghis Khan, 11%. Lucian rebellion, 5.9%. If we're talking about deaths per year, Second War, 9.4%. First War, 3% of world population. The last subject, 21st of September, there is World Alzheimer's Day, hashtag Alzheimer's Day. On the beginning, I have to tell you guys, on this podcast, talking about any medical or psychological condition, I have to tell you that I'm not a professional in any of those fields. I'm not giving any medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment options. Please contact with your GP, doctor, if you would like seek the advice. I would like to provide basic information to build awareness. Alzheimer is one of the type of dementia, and if we put all type of dementia together, dementia is third leading cause of death worldwide. Alzheimer is the most common form of dementia. Alzheimer's affects brain activity, which impact on person's ability to carry out daily tasks. It begins slowly, first involves in part of brain controlling thoughts, memory, and language. It is progressive disease, unfortunately. Basically, nerve cells connection, information flow between them is getting loose. It's very sad disease. Usually begins after age 60 years plus. You have to remember that you are in higher risk if one of your family members have or had dementia. We don't have any treatment for now. What you can do about this? Like always, healthy diets, healthy lifestyle. I believe that stress is responsible for like 75% of all our health problems. What you can do, guys, slow down, enjoy the life. I give you the numbers. 44 million people worldwide have dementia. 1 in 4 people with Alzheimer's have been diagnosed. Only 1 in 4. Okay, that is everything for this week. I will speak to you next week. Please follow me, Twitter, podcast_PA, Facebook, PA Podcast London, SoundCloud.com, Positive Activism, YouTube, Positive Activism, Future Events, Insta, PA_podcast, email, positive.activism.podcast@gmail.com. Guys, subscribe, like, share. Thank you for listening. See you next week. Bye.